All right, having moved on from Gallic religion, Caesar now talks about Gallic society more generally. Here he's talking about some of the peculiar customs that the Gauls have associated with their marriage. Note that viri here, men, can also in some contexts mean husbands. Okay, so here you have viri as your subject, and then quantas and tantas are correlative, and they're going to join together these two clauses. So quantas, how many, or as many, and then tantas, so many. Okay, so quantas pecunias abuxoribus dotis nomine ace perunt. Viri are your subject for ace perunt. Here, dotis nomine, in the name of a gift. This is referring to the dowry which a husband was expected to receive when he took his wife. So, quantas pecunias abuxoribus dotis nomine ace perunt, tantas, this correlates with the quantas there, they ex suis bonis, from their own goods, with an aestimatione facta. Here, this is an ablative absolute clause, cum dotibus communicant. Right? Here, don't be fooled into the derivative we get from English to think of this as being some sort of verb of speaking. Here, they mix them up communally. Right? So, communicant cum dotibus. So, in other words, they're taking an equal amount of their own money and they're mixing it up into a common fund. Here, take huius omnis pecuniae together of all this money. Conjunctim ratio habetur. Here, note that this is a present passive. Ratio is a reckoning or an account, and then conjunctim is an adverb meaning together or jointly. And then here, fructusque servantur. Note that this is a nominative plural of fructus, a fourth declension noun. Then you have uter eorum vita superarit. Note that superarit is a shortened form from superaverit, the future perfect. Okay, so then you have uter eorum, whichever of them. Uter always implies a choice between one of two alternatives. Okay, and then vita here is going to be ablative of specification, or you could even supply in, whichever one, superaverit in vita. Ad eum, don't be fooled by the gender of this pronoun here. This can refer either to the wife or the husband, whichever one does survive, but the eum is used there to refer back to uter, since that one was masculine. Ad eum pars utriusque, and then this is of either. The idea here is the other's inheritance, or the part of the other's inheritance or pre-existing money. Cum fructibus superiorum temporum pervenit. So the pars pervenit is your main structure of the sentence. And then here with cum fructibus, you want to note that superiorum temporum, this is a genitive plural, modifying fructibus. So with the fructibus of superiorum temporum. Here, with viri in uxores sicuti in libros, with those two ins, remember that in with the accusative of a noun referring to a person or a group of people will typically mean against, right? And then here you see that they habent potestatem vitae necisque, right? The potestatem vitae and the potestatem necis. And then here with cum pater familiae, with this word, you may be inclined to think, just looking at this ending right here, that that's a genitive singular of the first declension, but which in some basic sense it is, but you have to consider this as two words which have been joined together, the pater familiae, the father of the family. So this is, even though it looks like a genitive singular of the first declension, this is actually a nominative singular noun. Or it should be treated as such. So, cum pater familiae, who's described as natus in illustriore loco decessit, eius propinqui conveniunt. Here, note that eius is going to refer back to the pater familiae, and then propinqui, the nearest relations or his friends. De conveniunt et de morte si res in suspicionem venit. Here, you want to take C as beginning this clause. If the res in suspicionem de morte venit would be the more natural way to take it. Okay? So if that happens, they habent quaestionem, an inquiry, right? De uxoribus in servilem modum. Note here that he's saying that they will treat the wives, in effect, legally as slaves when they're conducting this inquiry. And si compertum est, igni atque omnibus tormentis excruciatas interficiunt. With si compertum est, you're going to need to supply this idea that was described before if the affair comes into suspicion of death, right? So in other words, if it's found out that there was murder involved, then the interficiunt, you need to supply with excruciatas here, you need to supply uxores. They interficiunt the uxores with igni atque omnibus tormentis.